Mexican dating. Hello, travelers! Love happens, and it can even happen while traveling. Relationships can be complicated, but when your crush is from a different country and culture, the complexity can go way up. If you are thinking about dating a Mexican, it's best to know what you are getting yourself into. So we have compiled a list of things you need to know before dating a Mexican, ranging from family dynamics to sharing a bedroom. But before we go through the list, be sure to like the video and subscribe so you won't miss any of our future travel videos. After you subscribe, comment subscribed in the comments and we'll try and respond to every comment. And of course, remember, these things are broad generalizations and not all Mexicans possess these traits. Welcome to Tenzi's Travel. I'm Shania, and this is our list of the 10 things you need to know before dating a Mexican. Number 10. You have to learn Spanish. What better way is there to kickstart the list than by stating the obvious? Despite being one of the world's most diverse countries, Mexico is the country with the largest number of native Spanish speakers globally, which means your love interest probably speaks Spanish. And since communication is a huge part of every relationship, you might have to learn a bit of Spanish yourself. Of course, it is possible that your heartthrob can communicate in English, which is a plus. But before you celebrate, you should know that you are still not off the hook. Why? Well, because even if your partner speaks English, their abuela, grandmother, probably doesn't. Number 9. Meeting the family. If you are from the US, then chances are, when you think about meeting your partner's family, you think about a small intimate dinner with their parents and siblings. Sadly, you couldn't be farther from the truth. Mexicans are all about family, and when you meet the family, you really meet the family. When the day comes, you will be introduced to their actual parents and siblings, grandparents from both sides, aunts and uncles, and of course, nieces and nephews. Simply put, Mexican families are large, and the extended family is usually very closely knit. If it's any consolation, Mexicans are very welcoming, and in no time, you will find yourself laughing along to their jokes while having another helping of tacos. Pro tip: when enjoying a homemade taco or gordita, never say it's almost as good as Taco Bell. Seriously, just don't do it. Number 8. There will be a lot of family gatherings. We already established that Mexican families are typically large and closely knit, and the thing with large families is that there is almost always a family event coming up. Right after Cousin Juan's wedding is Aunt Maria's baby shower, and then right after that, another family member is planning a birthday party. At the start of the relationship, you may not have to worry about attending so many family functions, but if things start to get serious, best believe that you will be needing a tuxedo or two. On the upside, Mexicans are very free-spirited, so you will have a lot of fun, plus the food is great. Number 7. You will probably gain weight. There is a Mexican saying that goes, "El amor entra por el estómago." It means love enters through the stomach, and if you have ever had a taco, we are sure that you agree. Mexico is a home to a number of tasty dishes like enchiladas, enfrijoladas, gorditas, panuchos, empanadas, quesadillas, and much more. And if you are dating a Mexican, you will probably try them all. Your taste buds will have the time of their lives, but there is a catch. The meals on the Mexican menu are very hearty, which means you may add a few extra pounds. And before you say you will watch what you eat, you should know that it is very common for Mexican mother-in-laws to show their love for their child's spouse by serving them more food, regardless of whether said spouse is already stuffed or not. With that being said, we would really love to see you try to say no to abuela when she is offering you another plate of quesadillas. Number 6. Mexicans are late. This, of course, is a generalization. We recognize that there are Mexicans out there who are punctual, but as we mentioned before, how Mexicans are free-spirited, and that can often be apparent with their free-spirited regard for punctuality. If punctuality is something important to you, then perhaps dating a German may be more your speed. If you want us to make a top 10 videos about dating Germans, let us know in the comments below. What does this mean for you and yours? Well, for starters, if you have a date planned for 8 p.m., it is probably best that you tell your Mexican partner that the reservation is for 7 p.m. That way, you will be rest assured that they will be ready on time for 8. Also, when things get serious, you may end up showing up to their family events extra early, and they, in return, may end up showing up to your family events late. Well, this might be a bit of inconvenience at first, it will all work out in the end because, you know what they say, love conquers all. Pro tip: to avoid awkward situations like this, make a point to meet ahead of time and go to the restaurants or family gathering together instead of arriving separately. Number 5. Mexicans express their emotions. In some countries of the world, people are trained to contain their emotions, be it negative or positive. And well, let's just say, Mexico is not one such country. Mexicans are known to be very expressive, and this can either be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on the emotion that is being directed at you. For the most part, your Mexican partner will be very passionate. They will smother you with kisses, cook your favorite food, proclaim their love for you for all to hear, and try to be helpful in any way that they can. But as soon as you both hit a bump in the road, which is bound to happen every once in a while, you will most likely get an earful. Be rest assured that your Mexican lover will give you an unfiltered piece of their mind. So, before you date a Mexican, you better make up your mind to be on your best behavior. If the Mexican passion isn't for you, perhaps a Finnish person may fit you better. If you want us to make a top 10 video about dating a Finnish person, let us know in the comments below. Number 4. Driving in Mexico is a nightmare. Dating a Mexican means visiting Mexico every now and again, because where else would you meet the family? Mexico is a beautiful place, and you are bound to have a lot of fun. But there is a catch. Driving in Mexico is like a video game in which you have only one life. Being a foreigner driving in Mexico will leave you feeling like a deer caught in headlights, no matter how great you think your driving skills are. About 6 million cars hit the roads in Mexico City every single day. Add that to extreme road rage and the absence of concrete traffic rules, and you have the perfect recipe for a disaster. Having said that, when you are visiting Mexico, it is best that you let your Mexican partner do the driving while you observe the craziness from the comfort of the passenger seat. Number 3. Life like a telenovela. If you have ever seen a single episode of any Mexican telenovela, then you probably already have an idea of what we are talking about, but just in case you have not, we will paint you a pretty vivid picture. Telenovelas are drama-packed, and that's putting it lightly. These serial dramas often portray passionate lovers, jealous admirers, drama-packed relationships, and eventful love triangles. And while we are not saying your relationship with your Mexican heartthrob will turn out like a telenovela, it is impossible to deny that most Mexicans grow up watching these shows and may have picked up a thing or two. So before you make the final decision to date a Mexican, you better be prepared to experience love like a movie, or in this case, a telenovela. Number 2. Gentlemanly expectation. Aside from jaw-dropping drama, another thing that Mexican telenovelas show us is just how gentlemanly Mexican men are. Mexican men are chivalrous as they come. They grow up learning to open doors for women, pick them up for dates, and send them flowers on Valentine's Day. If you are a lady who has caught the eye of a Mexican man, you will most likely receive queen treatment throughout their relationship. And if you are a guy looking to steal the heart of your Mexican crush, take this as a cue to be as gentlemanly as possible. Chances are she grew up watching her father treat her mother like a queen, so she will have high expectations. Number 1. You cannot sleep over with your partner until after the wedding. Religion is a huge part of Mexican culture, and as a result, premarital sex and all that's related to it are largely frowned upon by Mexicans. So, if you and yours are spending the night at her family house, try not to look too shocked when her parents show you to a different room. It doesn't matter how old you both are, or what the legal age of consent in Mexico is. As long as you have not been joined together in holy matrimony, you will most likely be staying in different rooms. Of course, it is the 21st century, and some families have relaxed this rule, but many have not. So before you date a Mexican, remember that there is a chance you will not be allowed to sleep over until after the wedding. Or at the very least, when she sends you a late-night text saying that she needs you, make sure you don't get caught when sneaking over. So, what do you think of these tips in Mexican dating culture? Have you ever dated a Mexican? If you have, what other Mexican dating culture tips we missed? Let us know in the comments below. And while there, be sure to like the video and share it with your friends who you think are most likely to fall in love with a Mexican. If you like this video, you would also like these other videos, and if you have already seen them, then be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our future travel videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.